For me, I think City Year was almost like what college should have been for me in some ways. I did a lot of things in college like I did in high school. You know, I joined all the ensembles. I did a lot of things in the department. I was a tutor, like I mentioned. I was an undergraduate department representative for the music department, so I planned events. I acted as like a liaison for prospective majors and things like that. But, you know, I was still pretty shy. I was still pretty, reserved. I still was pretty obedient, which is something that we talked a lot about here. You know, I sort of did what was expected of me. You know, I did a lot of following. You know, as a composer, it was kind of like, you know, here's the form. You know, we're writing a minuet, and I'll write a minuet. You're writing a theme of variations. Here's a theme of variations, and I would find ways to like kind of make it my own, but it was always within this existing structure. You know, so coming to City Year, there's a lot of room for your own structure, especially for me and my team. We were the first team ever at McDonough Elementary School in Manchester, and so, you know, they didn't know what to expect. You know, none of us knew what to expect. Our team leader, Andy Johnson, had never worked in a school before. You know, she was a Young Heroes, and so she never worked directly in a school, and so it was a new experience for all of us, and we had to find ways to really make it our own. And, you know, we had, you know, 3 weeks of training before we got into the schools, and most of it was spent on, you know, training about City Year culture. And so, you know, I get into the school and I really don't know how I'm going to help these kids with English and math. You know, I mean, they told us a little bit, but there was so much that I had to kind of figure out on my own, you know, what worked for me, what worked with my teacher, what worked for the kids that I had. And that was sort of the first time where instead of asking, you know, like, well, what do I do here? What do I do now? I just did things that I thought would work, you know, and a lot of them did. And, you know, I'm sure some of them didn't, but, you know, that's how you learn. You know, being a teacher, I think, isn't about being perfect. It's about being open and being yourself, you know, and helping students be themselves too. Through City Year, I did a lot of things that were new for the school. I created some after-school clubs. We did a music club. Me and Jake Carrion, another core member on our team, Kate Mesky and I did a science club twice, which was really fun. I also worked with the school chorus in the mornings, which was awesome. The music teacher gave me a lot of freedom, and so I got to lead a lot of the rehearsals. I conducted the concerts. It was a blast. It was one of the highlights of that year, actually.